Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Rummer, and this is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. And we're about to say fingerprints on the phone. I think we've got him. I think we're gonna get him this time. We had a few failures, but this is my first case. We should check it for fingerprints. Fingerprints? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on this phone. Nick, don't you remember? When you got that phone from Maggie, you wiped it off. You said there was a sand all over it, so... Oh, shit. Shit. They owe so much fun watching a third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. What about the numbers then? Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers have just magically disappeared. You've got to be joking. Erased all the numbers? I was going to use that as evidence. Mr. Wellington. What's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Oh, do you have an answer? Do you have an answer? This is a beautiful remaster, by the way. I don't think I commented on it enough, but like they did a really good job of this. Ah. Am I too much? And of course you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my... Now I remember. Remember what, Phoenix? Oh yeah, he hit us over the head with something. Huh? Looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. He swapped the phones? So that's when... Oh, the music's really good. What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free. I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that? I agree, I'm kind of confused too. Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where? Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Who I am? The court hereby concludes the cross-examination. If that will be all, I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at an ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go with that? Wait, raise an objection. Wait and see. But if I wait and see, he's just gonna leave. It's not like it's not gonna do me like a lick of good. But if I raise an objection, that could be it. Let's go for it. Your Honor. Alright, Nick. I think we're gonna have to do this as I go on, because I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Everything. Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness with more inane questions. You will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over for your client and for you. Do you fully understand? Yes, Your Honor. Will you shut up, Mr. Payne? Has it ended? Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Oh. Oh. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. This is intense. It all comes down to this. It's go time. Please present the one piece of evidence that would explain everything. My business card. I hand-wrote my cell number on the back. Okay, first thought. If I present this, can I say... he called my phone number? No? Here, please have one of mine. That's good. Okay, I'll take it. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't time to be exchanging business cards. It's always time. It's always time. We gotta be always networking. There's something very important about this card. The back of the card, right? It would be the back of the card because it's my phone number. The card is important because what's on the back? You wrote your cell number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Huh, right now? But the court is still in session. It's okay, you'll see. Okay, if you say so. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? We are going to call my cell phone now, and then the court will see everything for what it is. Is that calling on him? Did he swap the phones? What is that stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington. How strange. I can almost swear that you're holding my phone. You... no, it can't. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. Yeah, he did hit us on the head. I don't think I need to explain any further, except to say... When you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. That's so fucking perfect. That's so perfect. Look at these facial expressions. Don't, he's choking himself to death. Someone get him. So that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. In order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he has become paranoid and has lost all ability to make rational judgments. Oh. Then, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding... It's Mr. Wellington's, naturally. Speaking of that man, how was Mr. Payne? How is he, Mr. Payne? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant Maggie Bird not guilty. We did it. Okay, and that was probably the easiest case. But like, of course, we're gonna have to do a lot more like stuff in the later ones. I'm presuming. Court is adjourned, but like, we should be happy. We should be happy with this victory. September 8, 2:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Maggie, look. Nothing will ever bring your beloved back, but I'm glad I could help you get off in this case. I knew that the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. I feel really bad too. Like this poor man who had, like, again, found clearly the love of his life. Someone who's willing to, like, go out of their way to get him a good birthday present. It's hard to find those type of people. It really is. It's probably because of me. Huh. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old, when I fled from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick, all sorts of food, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That is, pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the goddess of misfortune. And then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seemed to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. That's right. You were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand and... before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. You're just a sweet, sweet person. I'm sure Dustin's gone because of me. Can I say how amazing it is that they really have no issue like progressing characters forward even with the limited time and space that they have in these stories? It's clearly like about the court case, but the fact that we're getting to know these characters as well is just like more than icing. It's almost the cake itself. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thank you for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, okay. But still though, it's special because you gave it to him. Everything is all my fault. Dustin's death, your head being all messed up. Well, I don't think my head is that messed up yet. I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir. Yeah, after all, the goddess of misfortune is only a name. You bet. I'm gonna make it. I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be the unlucky person instead of the goddess. That's shooting for the stars there, Maggie. Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You take care of yourselves too. What a horrible day. I've got my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So this might sound bad, but who are you? What? I thought you said you got your memory back. And at that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during the others. The judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who was easily swayed by the other people's opinions, but in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person. I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else. Perfect. And this girl. Maya? You finally remembered. This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right. I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you miss me. Well, yeah. I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh? Well, I'm back now, so it's time for us to create new memories together. Alright. Sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick, let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since she came back into my life. And that story began one rainy afternoon 2 months ago. That was pretty great. I like that a lot. I like how it wasn't too difficult. Worked out pretty well in the end. I found myself having a lot of fun. I think these artist renditions here of the stories themselves are really good. I like how they turned an Amnesia story that can usually be like pretty... Like, let's be honest, Amnesia stories can kind of be pretty boring and lazy, but that was pretty good. It was a good way to like reintroduce us to the characters, and it really helped me a lot as well, because I felt like I had amnesia in some cases as well. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in. I'm going to end this episode here so we can actually start on the next case right after this. It's going to get a lot longer and a lot more, not arduous, it's going to get a lot more meaty. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.